Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play Aurora 4X. This is a game made by Steve. Steve is a guy who made the game all by himself, and it's really super cool and complicated and fun. And it's basically Dwarf Fortress in space, kinda, you know. But you got like science and like you expand and you do resources and research and you fight bad guys and or trade with them, I guess, or be nice to them, I don't know. Now I'm gonna tell everyone, like, first and foremost, that I've only played this game 3 times, 3 separate streams for a couple hours each. So I'm pretty confident, pretty comfortable with the first few hours of the game, but beyond that, it's all new. So I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do, and that is that I'm not gonna record ahead. What I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna record 1 episode a day, except for on Fridays where I'll have to record 3 to cover the weekend. But I want you guys to play this game with me, so you know, feedback's gonna be helpful. Once we get past the first few hours of gameplay, I'll need help. And, you know, one of the things that I do a lot on my channel is I have a tendency to try to play games until I'm an expert at them so that people, you know, think I'm good at the game and they can learn and stuff. But I also don't want to just play this. This game would probably take far too long to become an expert at, and by then I probably wouldn't be interested in it anymore. So rather than do that, we're just going to play it together. So we're going to create a new universe, and this will be fun. So, new game name. This will be the... alternate reality. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to try to do a little bit of roleplay. I'm going to go with an approach where we're going to use real names of living people and names of real companies, because I think it's going to be a little bit funny to think of it that way. So it's obviously the year 2016. Now be prepared. This is spreadsheets in space, so this game may not be for everyone, but if this is for you, you're going to really like it. We'll have a regular difficulty modifier. These things we don't really need to worry about too much. It's just basic generation setup. Chances for new races to be formed and stuff. We'll stick with the Terran Federation for the Empire theme. Sure, why not? We'll just stay as the Terrans. I don't want to do like a custom name. We're human, right? We're human. We are going to do the conventional start so that we have time to get our bearings straight, and I can kind of explain some things as we go. Trans-Newtonian Empire just is, basically the premise is that we discover this new technology in the near future called Trans-Newtonian technology. And what it does is it transcends physics or something, I don't know. And it allows us to do lots of really cool stuff like ion drives and nuclear pulse engines and, you know, well, really cool things. So, but we're going to start conventional, which is the technology that we have right now. Our population is somehow only 500 million people. I know we have 7.2 billion, but I don't want to start with 7.2 billion people because the game is kind of balanced, at least from my perspective, my experience so far, around starting with roughly this many people, and it's what makes the most sense. So we're gonna have no missile bases for conventional start. They're just like big, huge planetary defense things that we don't have those. So why would we have them? I've been told many times that you should have at least the number of jump points around 6, just to guarantee you don't get cut off from the rest of the universe. We'll start with no technology, so we can start from the very beginning of the game. We're going to do, I've watched Quill play a bit, so I'm going to do a lot of the same things that he did when it comes to the generation of the universe. We're not going to have any starting non-player races. And the reason for that is that they're going to kick my butt. And we do want to play. We will end up having non-player races. There's a 30% chance every time we jump into a new system, 30% per planet, I think, per populated, like, colonizable planet, that there could be a race on that planet. So, I mean, we could jump into the very next system over, and bam, there's a non-player race. But what we don't want to have is one that's just out there playing the game perfectly that's going to come find us and kill us. I mean, maybe that'd be fun, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to have none to start. We want to find them. We will have orbital motion for asteroids. One other thing I want to mention as well is that shaky formation keeping and a delay in responding to orders. I haven't really experienced having to train people and having it really be an issue. But yeah. So one thing that will this is going to be different from my normal videos as well is that these are going to be a little bit longer. These are going to be about 30-minute videos, and so there's going to hopefully be a lot that gets done in each episode, and it should be cool. You'll notice in the background we get Amplitude Studios providing some fantastic music from their Endless Space OST original soundtrack. They have no issue with you using their music in other games as long as you credit it, and so we'll do that. Good stuff, really good music. It really fits the theme. Now, before you say, hey, you copied Quill, I actually mentioned it to him. I was like, yeah, I'm going to copy you and I'm going to use Endless Space. And he's like, oh yeah, I actually copied you on that because back when we did like Battlestar Galactica, he started doing it then. So I did it first. Neener. Anyway, so let's load up alternate reality. Let's go and do this game. So hey, there's the interface. Yay! That's it. That's the whole game, right? No. We'll pop up our economics. We'll pop up. This is the soul map. So here is Earth. Earth is here. There we are. And as we play this game, we're gonna like move around. Like the things are gonna rotate, and we're gonna have the asteroids are gonna rotate around and stuff, and it's gonna be pretty cool. So very first thing that we want to do is we want to like take a look at our Earth and stuff, and like check out our government a little bit. We have 500 million people. We did conventional start, so we have conventional industry. So picture it like industry of today. We're making cars, self-driving cars. We're making people driving cars. We're making some basic stuff, nothing really too fancy. We have a military academy that's going to generate people for us, graduate level officers, or officer graduates rather, per year. We get 5 per year, and these are the people that we can use to like do stuff. So like right now we have Colonel Max Johnson and Commander Jamie Shepard, not to be confused with a John Shepard, I think, from Mass Effect. Could be John. Is it John? He's John. Anyway, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get our industry working. Let's pop out another military academy or 2 so that we can have a few more graduates each year. So we have a better chance of getting more people to have specializations and stuff and go from there. As far as mining goes, these are the resources that are in the game. We've got duranium, neutronium, corbomite, tritanium, boronide, mercassium, vendorite, sorium, iridium, corundium, and galacite. So some of those may be familiar to you. Right now we're projecting a shortage of sorium. Sorium is used to make fuel. Our conventional industry is producing 2 million liters of fuel per year, which is consuming sorium. So we can see here projected uses of sorium is 1,000, and we're only producing currently looks like 700 per year. We have a stockpile of 100, so over the next projected year we're going to have 800 and we're going to use 1,000. So we'll end up with a shortage at some point, unless maybe we can put a governor in charge to give us some bonus to our mining. So let's go see if we can do that. No, we don't want to design a ship yet. That'd be crazy. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to put someone in charge of Earth. So we need a civilian administrator. In order to be the governor of Earth based on our current population, he needs to be at rank 2. So that can be Joe Jennings or Imogen Arnold. Joe Jennings has a population growth bonus, wealth creation bonus, diplomacy bonus. Imogen has a mining bonus of 10%, population growth bonus of 25%, a terraforming bonus as well. This is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and assign Imogen Arnold as our governor of Earth. And then we're going to rename Imogen Arnold because obviously we need to pick someone from real life. So let's see. Who is the governor of Earth? In our streams, people have usually said Donald Trump. I don't know why. I guess maybe they think he's going to be the next president of the United States, and then he's going to become, I guess, like the governor of Earth somehow? Well, I think we're going to make our lead scientist like a real science person, like Neil deGrasse Tyson or like Bill Nye or something. But as far as the commander or the governor of Earth, I guess we could go with Bernie Sanders. I think he's going to win. We'll see. Hillary Rodham Clinton may still have the nomination, but we'll see. We'll see. So Bernie Sanders is the governor of Earth. Very good. Let's just make sure that, yeah, he is there. And then we need to go to our naval officers, and we need to promote a staff officer to become the commander of fleet headquarters. So in order for someone to be able to do this, they need to be rank 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we could use our rear admiral or our commodores. One of these two. So we have three people to choose from. Robert Butcher. Nothing that really shows up there. Christopher Short has a survey bonus, terraforming bonus, espionage bonus. Quite a bit of stuff, in fact. More stuff than the other guy. So Christopher Short, you are now the commander of fleet headquarters. Very good. And what do we want to rename him? Who is the commander of our military? Let's see. I don't know. It's a lot easier when I have Twitch chat to suggest names. Let's say, first name that comes to mind. Homer Simpson. I don't know why that just came to mind. No, we'll do Bart. Bart Simpson. This is not, he's a fictional character. We can't do that. It's gotta be a real person. Real person, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, I don't know how to spell Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger. Something like that. It's close enough. I don't know. Alright. Are you the... Yes, you're the Commander Fleet Headquarters, so we've got that done. Next up, we gotta do our shipyard tasks. Or shipyard, manage the shipyards. We have a shipyard named the Elliott Richards Shipyard. I think that I'm not gonna really worry too much about renaming the shipyards. Nah, we gotta set this one to SpaceX. Clearly that's gonna be what we use to get into space with our very first ships. And what we want to do is we want to have this shipyard, which currently has a capacity. It can build ships that are up to 1,000 tons large. We want this thing to be able to build larger ships. So let's add about 5,000 ton capacity. So it's going to take it until January 1st of 2021. So about 5 years to expand it that much. But it'll take a little while to get our research ready to actually start pumping out ships. So it's fine with me. And then as far as research goes, we've got Jessica Cunningham, a couple of defense systems people, 2 people with construction production, and 1 person with energy systems. Not bad. Could be better. The very first thing we need to do is trans-Newtonian technology research. So we want to have someone who has a specialization in that. The research bonus is 1x for non-specialized and 4x for a scientist who has the specialization. So for example, if I used Jessica Cunningham, who is a defensive systems specialization, to do this, which is construction production specialization, we would get a 25% bonus to the amount of research points generated. On the other hand, if I use someone who matches it, like say Isobel Bennett, we get 10% times 4 equals 40% bonus. So that's one of the reasons why we wanted to build that military academy, so we can have more people who will hopefully fill in these roles of all these different types of research category, so we can get that better bonus. So we're going to use, looks like probably Isobel Bennett to do trans-Newtonian technology. We'll do that with all of our research right now. And we're going to go into our crew list, and we're going to rename that person, because that's going to be Bill Nye, or Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm going to go with Bill Nye. Bill Nye, the science guy. Was it Isabel Bennett? I've already forgotten. A5. Construction production. Yep, that's you. So you are now Bill Nye, the science guy. And how's he looking? Yep. So this needs to get Oh, did I rename the wrong person? Maybe I did. Nope, there he is. You had to reload the window to make it work. So Bill Nye is going to be working on trans-Newtonian technology. He's going to come out and he's going to tell us, hey, look what I invented. It's this fancy new thing. Let's do it. And then other than that, the game is going to advance in turns. Like basically we can say 5 seconds, 30 seconds, all the way up to 30 days at a time. So for the next couple of years, there's not really a huge amount to accomplish. We just need to research trans-Newtonian technology. It's going to take us a couple, like 3.5 years or so. Bill might get a little bit better at his research over time, so maybe we'll be okay. These are some pretty big bonuses to defensive systems. We'll end up using those guys on some stuff. A secondary construction person? Eh. Now, one thing you can do is if you have multiple research projects going at the same time, there appears to be an increased chance that they skill up. But we've tested this a little bit, and they can still skill up even if they're not assigned to a research job. And we will see some pop-ups in the log that detail that information. So for now, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll start ticking away at probably 5 days for the most part is when I'm going to run the game out. And we can watch our universe start to spin. Or, sorry, not the universe, just the solar system. Oh, actually, hold on. There's a couple things I need to do. We need to show events so we can see what's going on. We need to probably only show asteroids that have minerals at some point in the near future. We'll do that. There's also another couple settings that I like to change. I like having show order and distance on my fleets so I can see where they're going. Other than that, I think we're good. So we'll go all bodies, focus on Earth. We'll zoom in just a little bit so we can watch Earth kind of go around our interior of the asteroid belt, and we'll go back to advancing automatically 5 days per time. So we're going to see pop-ups about events now down here as things happen. They'll pop up very briefly. We have a thorium shortage in fuel production on Earth. So yeah, as predicted, Even though we did get a slight mining bonus, we can see that Sorium production is at 770 per year, because we've got our governor bonus bringing it up a little bit. So this access is accessibility. So if we have one accessibility to a resource, then we get our total ground-based mine production multiplied by the accessibility to give you the annual production. So low accessibility minerals are going to be harder to collect than high accessibility. So we still have that shortage. It's pretty minor, but what we'll do is we'll just turn off fuel production for a little bit so that we don't have to worry about having pop-ups. We've already produced 884,000 liters of fuel, so that's pretty good. Might not seem like much, and it's not really. The numbers are going to get much bigger, much quicker. If we wanted to, we could already design a ship. In fact, let's just go look at that, even though the type of ship that we could design is pretty crap. We could go and we could say, yeah, let's first off design an engine, right? So we go in and let's say we want to create a new hull, call it the Discovery class ship, sure. We would say this is going to be our geo survey. This is going to be the very first thing we want to do. We want to survey all the rocks in the solar system, right? It'll be the Discovery class geo survey ship. That's actually a perfect name for it. And then we could add some components to it, right? These are the different basic systems and things that we could put on there. Notice how we don't have any engines yet, though. So we could go design some tech. We could design an engine using our current conventional engine technology. The problem is that this is going to generate a one-engine power conventional engine, which is pretty weak. So we're not actually going to want to design this, but we could start launching stuff into space if we wanted to right now. If we were to create this, the research cost would be 50 points, which is nothing. And we could try to, just send some basic ships up into space. But let's wait until we have Trans-Newtonian tech and get some actual decent engines before we start launching stuff into space. The Discovery class geo survey vehicle or vessel is a work in progress. We're not quite set on what we want to make it. You see Mars is moving around. At some point I might start doing 30-day advances, but we're already 2 years in. The 5-day advances go pretty quickly. And also, all construction and research and stuff, based on the settings we use to set up the map, they advance based on 5-day ticks, roughly. It's like 4.8 days. That every 4.8 days something gets updated. Whatever the number of seconds it was on that universe creation screen. So yeah, until we get Trans-Newtonian tech, there's not going to be a whole lot going on. We're just kind of waiting until Bill Nye, the science guy, can come through and say, hey, this is how we go to the moon. We need to go colonize the moon, guys. Let's go. I want to colonize the moon. Colonize the moon and mine the crap out of it and colonize Mars, terraform Mars. All the things that we should be doing in real life, we need to do in this campaign. Moving on into February of 2018. It's been 2 years. All right, I guess in the very beginning here we're gonna go 30-day ticks because there's nothing's going on. A team on Earth led by Bill Nye has completed research into Trans-Newtonian technology. All right, so yeah, took us a little over 3.5 years as predicted, and we have knocked out one military academy. Did get complete, so now we are generating 10 officers per year. Hopefully, we'll see some more people end up in our research list. Yep, we do. So we have a little bit more variety of people to choose from, which is great. Ooh, good. We got someone in power and propulsion, but they have no bonus, which is rather unfortunate. So the next thing we want to work on then, now that we have Trans-Newtonian technology, is we want to do power and propulsion. We want to do the pressurized water reactor. It's going to be the thing is going to let us make better engines that we can actually use to get up into outer space. So we have someone who has a 20% bonus, which is great. We'll have them start working on that right away. This is not Rachel Gardner. No, Rachel Gardner is actually going to be Neil deGrasse Tyson. Power and propulsion. He's an engine guy. Also, now that we have this Trans-Newtonian technology, we can convert our conventional industry into Trans-Newtonian level technology. These will have 10 times the production as conventional industry. So we're going to want to start converting this stuff away. The question is, do we try to finish this military academy October of next year, or do we start converting it immediately? And I think it's probably going to be better. We'll just kind of put this military academy on the back burner. So we're going to modify this to 0% of our industry. We're just going to say, yeah, we don't really want to finish that just yet. Let's go focus on this other stuff for now. The very first thing we're going to do is we're just going to convert over our conventional industry to construction factories. We're going to say we have 1,000 of them, right? 1,000 conventional industry. And I think we're going to go roughly 50-50. We're going to say 50% of our conventional industry is going to get converted into trans-Newtonian construction factories, and 50% is going to get constructed into mines. So if we converted all of it, then we would have no mining. If we converted all of it to mines, then we'd have no construction. Because right now, conventional industry does a little bit of everything. It does fuel, it does construction, it does mining. So we kind of need to do like a little bit of specialization here. We can also we could make like ordnance factories or fighter factories, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're going to go about 50-50. This is going to completely shut down our capacity to generate fuel. So eventually, we're going to need to create some fuel refineries. We don't really need them yet. I'm going to turn on our fuel production again as well, because we should have a small stockpile of sorium again, because we had it off for a little bit. Yep, 24, actually had a couple years worth of sorium built up. So we'll have no issue with that. We have a pop growth bonus, which is nice. Our mining bonus and terraforming bonus. The terraforming bonus doesn't really do much for us here. So, 73% of the way towards getting our slipway upgraded. And we got a research project for the pressurized water reactors. Let's go back to 30-day advances. Looks like Bernie Sanders just had an upgrade. A team on Earth led by Neil deGrasse Tyson has completed research into the pressurized water reactor. Alright, now that doesn't actually get us the new engine. That just allows us to now research the nuclear thermal engine technology. Base engine technology for engine component designs. 5 power per hull size of engine. Versus the conventional engine, which if we go back to that, was, I think, just 1. 1 engine power. No, it's actually even less. 1 hull size is 0.2. So we're going from 0.2 engine power per hull size to 5. Where I come from, that's quite a bit better. That's why we wanted to wait. So let's go ahead and queue that one up now as well with Neil deGrasse Tyson. And this is going to take us through 16th of December of 2021. So in just 5 short years under my rulership, we're ready to go to space! Yay! That's great. And you'll notice that as we've started to convert the conventional industry to mines and construction, that our fuel production is starting to go down because the conventional industry is disappearing, and that's okay. We still got 2.6 million liters in storage, which should be good. Let's go down to 30-day cycles again. $5,000 tons of capacity has now been added to SpaceX on Earth. So that's going to be probably enough. And the first couple times that I played this game, like, I really wanted to min-max and like always have everything doing something. And I realized that you don't really need to do that. Like, we don't need to expand the slipway constantly. Like, it's going to be necessary at some point, but until we need it, we don't really need to spend the resources on it. And we could use the resources for other things. So let's just let this shipyard sit here for a little bit. And as soon as we get our research done, we're going to be able to generate, probably going to be able to start off getting a ship built. One thing that we do also need to research is sensors and fire control. We need to research our geological survey sensors so that we can actually survey system bodies for minerals. I don't think we have anyone that specializes in that, so it's probably going to be Jessica Cunningham. Guess we have to come up with another name. That's going to be the best person for the job, unfortunately. So let's pull a research lab off of Neil deGrasse, and let's add Jessica Cunningham. Let's see. We want to kind of try to match these two so they come out about the same time. There's no point in getting the engine tech without the sensors. Let's actually pull a lab off of Neil deGrasse. Get him a little bit closer. That's pretty good. By having 2 people research at the same time, I'm hoping that increases our chances that we can upgrade them. Jessica Cunningham. Who's another science person? You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to rename Jessica. This is just funny to me. Some of you might understand this reference. Scientist Ken Ham. We're going to make Ken Ham and Bill Nye work together. They don't want to, but they will, and they'll like it. Medical problems. Alright, team on Earth, led by Neil deGrasse, has finished research into the nuclear thermal engine technology. Alright, so now we can throw the rest of these over here and get that done in October, which is only going to take a few more months. But now we have the capacity to actually go and design a new engine. Now every type of engine that you make, you have to actually design and then research. Like, you can strategize like what you're going to build, but you actually have to research it. So what we want to design first is we want to design an engine that is fairly cheap to research and is going to give us quite a bit of engine power. What we can do is we can make the engine bigger. That's the engine size. The bigger the engine, apparently the more fuel efficient it is, so that's cool. We can make it freaking massive and have 250 engine power. It has 0.5 liters of fuel consumption per engine hour. Fuel years per hour. It's going to use 125 liters per hour. So we can do a little bit of quick math, right? How much oil do we, or not oil, sorry. How much fuel do we have stored up? 6.3 million liters. And that engine with that level of fuel efficiency at 125 per hour, 6,300,000 divided by 125, that's 50,000 hours worth of fuel divided by 24 hours in a day divided by 365 days in a year. So we got like 5.7 years worth of fuel. It's actually not horrible, but what we could also do is we could reduce our fuel consumption per engine power hour by making the engine weaker. So this is a very strong engine, but if we lower the efficiency and just make the engine a little bit weaker, we can drastically reduce the engine. Like, we can cut it in fifth. So we can take it from 250, and now we have way, way lower fuel use per hour, down to just 11 liters. And a second ago, we were all the way up to like 125. So since this engine, like, I'm not really too concerned about the fuel consumption, you know, because like we don't really need the fuel for anything. We don't have any ships. So the question is, do we want to spend, notice how this one also costs 1,250 research points, and as we bring this down, it costs less to research. On the other hand, we could make it smaller as well, and we could make it even cheaper to research. We could just get some ships out there a little bit faster. Only 156 research points if we make it 25 hull size. But there is a sweet spot that if we have our engine at 25 hull size or greater, with a power ratio of negative 50% or lower, we can make it into a commercial vehicle. And when it's a commercial vehicle, it doesn't have to like suffer any of the normal maintenance effects. So you don't have to actually provide it with maintenance goods or engineering spaces and that kind of stuff to like keep it functional. And also, as a commercial vehicle, it I believe costs less or something. Like, you don't have to worry about deployment time, I think is what it is. But we could make it into a military vehicle. What's our first ship going to be? It's probably going to be something to explore. And would it be considered military? I'm actually going to make it into a military vehicle. And the reason for that is that I'll explain it in the next episode. Grav sensors require grav sensors are a military thing that you can add to a ship. And I actually want our first geosurvey vehicle to be military so that it's easier to repurpose it. So we're going to go ahead and design a engine then that is not quite considered commercial. And we could do that in two ways. We could either make it cheaper or we could just make it a little bit smaller. 20 hull size, 50 engine power. It's not quite as efficient because every time we upgrade, well, actually the fuel per engine power hour is actually very, very close to the same. Suddenly it's 85 degrees in my room. That's awesome. That heater, I swear, it just has no concept of what an actual what the actual temperature should be. You set it to 73 and it's like, okay, 90. Got it. All right, well, I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna think about this for a little bit, but yeah, I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. As always, you should come check it out. Every single day there'll be a new video on Aurora, same time, same place, and I do look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.